Hey YouTube, welcome back to Universe X, and today we're gonna go over the next archetype in the Fighter's Ambition pack, and that's gonna be Yellow Piccolo. And we got a lot to talk about here because Yellow Piccolo is, I believe, groundbreaking in its own right. So right before we get into the normal shoutouts, I want you guys to go over to the Dragon Ball Super just official card game Facebook group and go give it a like and a follow, because that's where we're getting all these spoilers. If you want to have official announcements and spoilers, this is going to be the place to get them. Following that, you can go over to the unofficial discussion group as well as the unofficial Reddit, or you can join the Universe X Discord, where we can talk about all these things in the card game. And in the Discord, you can talk about it even more. The One Piece card game, you know, Digimon games, anything you really want, anime, manga, it's just all there. So the links to all those will be in the description. Last but not least, if you do want to support the channel, you can always go down there, hit that subscribe button, click the notification button so you never miss a beat, like the video, comment so it trends. And I also have some other channels where I do plenty of other things, like manga, anime, and their games, streaming on Twitch, as well as the one that I'm putting the most focus on right now outside of this channel, my Dragon Ball video game channel. So yeah, links to all those will be in the description. Just did a whole bunch of superhero content involving Gohan, Beast, Gamma 1, Gamma 2. So go ahead, check that out. I would really appreciate the support. Now, let's put up the template and let's get into these cards. So now that we got the template out, we got Piccolo, the leader. When this card attacks, draw one card. Activate main, place up to one yellow pan superhero card, and energy cost of 2 or less from your deck under this card. Shuffle your deck and negate this skill for the game. Okay, so clearly focal piece with a pan. Awaken when your life is at 4 or less, or you have a Shenron superhero Z battle card in play. You may draw one card, switch up to one of your energy active mode, and add cards from your life to your hand to have 6 life left. This is pretty cool. He evolves, he awakens into Orange Piccolo, so it's really cute that you wish for the dragon, which is the Shenron superhero, and then you flip him over. That's just flavorful as Bandai tends to be. So let's go. You have Piccolo, Yet Unseen Power. Blocker, auto, when this card attacks, draw one card. When this card activates blocker, he gets plus 10k power for the battle, and then auto at the end of your turn switches card to active mode. Something that's really cool about this is that because he's a blocker, if you do decide to play a unison, he's going to be able to protect that well. But being a 25k, he's able to ward off chip damage very well. When somebody just goes neutral with a battle card just to go neutral, and you know they're not really trying to invest in it, you can always throw them in front. Now the issue with this is, at that point, they have the ability to try to force you into a combo step. You know, you've already blocked, so if they start piling on, then you're like, oh crap, they nut checked me and I got to start trying to, you know, combo back. And yellow doesn't always do that the best, but we shall see. So next we have got the Z Awaken. Actually, before we go over to the Z Awaken, it is pretty cool that he is able to switch himself back to active. So you can swing for 15, draw, switch him back to active, block, and when he blocks, he goes for 25. So it's simple, but I think effective. Next, you have the Z Awaken. Piccolo, Power Unyielding. It costs 2 Z energy, and the cost is 2 energy. Now, this is actually very interesting, because we saw from the spoilers from New York Comic Con, there are some blue-yellow cards in this set. The fact that his Z Awaken isn't too hard yellow is very interesting, because I do think that they do expect you to splash a little in this deck. Z Awaken 2, when your life is at 3 or less, yellow Piccolo superhero. Auto, when this card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. Very nice. Auto, once per turn, when you use this card in a combo, draw one card and choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. Okay, excellent. This is actually really cool. So now you can actually, yeah, when you use a card in the combo, so you can swing with a card, combo with the card, draw one, and then turn something sideways that you can then swing on it with this card that's 20k. Very, very efficient. This should be a really good deck to board clear with. Activate battle once per turn. 1, send 2 Master's Teachings card from your drop to your warp. Choose up to one of your Piccolo superhero cards and it gains double strike for the battle. Now this is cards, so this can hit this guy. This can hit, there's a card that comes up later in here. This can also hit the blue-red, or sorry, the blue-green, wow, the blue-yellow card. But one thing can also hit is the secret rare. If you're playing Gohan Piccolo secret rare, this can hit that as well. So just know that this is an activate battle that can turn a lot of things into a double strike. So in some cases, you won't even need to be running a Champa. Like, you can swing with your secret rare if that's secret rare you're playing. It probably should be, and then just clap this guy on there. Next, you got Shenron, Granter of Wishes. This is the Z battle in question. Deflect, unique, permanent. This card cannot attack. Auto, if your leader is a yellow Piccolo superhero card and you switch this card to rest mode, when you add one of your cards to your Z energy, draw one card. Okay. Activate main once per turn. When you have 7 or more Z energy, choose up to one of your Piccolo superhero cards and gains plus 5k power for the turn. Okay. So the activate main is going to be pretty hard to do because 7 Z energy is just a whole lot from what I'm seeing. So wouldn't count on that too much. It's also a 1-drop 15k, which is cool because it is a 1-drop and it also has 15k. This thing is not going to survive. You'll put it on the board in order to awaken, and then from there, I think it's just going to get faded the minute it turns sideways. And sometimes, like against certain decks, like Sen, it doesn't even need to turn sideways. It's just going to get faded. It is cool that you can combo or into your Z energy, add into your Z energy and draw one card. Because it has to tap itself to do this, you can't do it both turns, so it's only going to break even on your from hand combo. But if you do combo from grave somehow, like with a pan from the last set, because that is the one thing I do like about this Piccolo, he's going to be able to pick the best pieces from last set and this set simply because he's a Piccolo SH yellow card. They've never printed a leader in the same color with the same tag back to back like this in an archetype based format, so that's pretty cool. I just don't think this guy's going to be able to stay on the field long enough to get his mileage. He needed barrier or some sort of protection. Moving on to the next card, you've got Krillin, Trusty Assistance. This card has blocker, auto limit 1. When this card is played, reduce the Z-Awaken skill cost of Piccolo superhero cards in your Z deck by 2. So this is actually pretty cool because you're going to be able to awaken just for the 2 Z energy by playing 1. So essentially what you have to look at it is, I'm pretty sure this is going to be awakened because I think this is going to be like for the turn. I don't think it's supposed to be just for the rest of the game because that'd be just really funny. You just use it on turn like 2 and then you just like wait and then you Z awaken whenever without any cost. But this is essentially turning your guy into a 1 Z energy play. Like because of this, it'll be 1 energy and 3 Z energy, because if you think about it, you'll be playing 1 energy and then you'll be playing 1 Z energy and then you'll be paying another 2 for the awaken. So that makes sense. I think this is pretty cool. Next card, you got Guru for all Namekians. He's a wow, he's a 1k, 4 specified. Activate main 2. If your leader is a yellow Namekian card and you have a yellow Namekian in your battle area, play this card from your hand with 7 markers on it. That's pretty cool. -1, when your opponent attacks, choose up to one of your Namekian cards and he gains plus 5k power. So if they don't attack the unison, your leader can go up. And then when you're putting your leader up to 20k, and then he's able to block and go up to 30k, yeah, your leader is going to be fat blocking. That's actually really, really cool. Your leader is also going to be able to get super, yeah, I think that's actually really cool. No, this is good. You're going to be able to pump your leader up high if he blocks. Up to 25k if you're Z Awaken, which is going to help a lot. Activate main, leave the top 3 cards from your deck and play up to 1 yellow Namekian card with an energy cost of 1 amongst them. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in the order. Because of the top 3 search, as well as the specified cost of 1, I think that this card's -2 is dog water. Like, it's going to miss unless your deck is incredibly saturated with Namekians. Next card, we got Piccolo, the Moon Destroyer. Auto, when this card is played, look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 yellow card with an energy cost of 5 or less, Son Gohan or Piccolo and its character name amongst them to your hand, shuffle your deck. Okay, so this is the top 5 searcher. Activate main, once per turn, yellow. If your leader is a Piccolo superhero card, choose up to 1 field extra in the battle area and place it in its owner's drop. Choose up to 1 of your cards with Son Gohan in its name and in active mode and switch it to rest mode. That card cannot be attacked until the end of your opponent's turn. This card is effectively dog water to me. You could side it in if your opponent needs a field on the board to act, and I think that's relevant. That's the best part about this. However, that's a 3 energy play. You play him and then you activate this effect. The effect to, put this card in the owner's drop and then gain or put a Gohan to rest and then he can't be destroyed, that's cool, or he can't be swung on. That's cool, but he can still be minused, KO'd, warped, and bounced. So this whole 1-drop, it can pretty much be thrown away in my opinion. Next, you've got Son Gohan and Piccolo, Moment's Respite. Permanent, while a card with Pan and its character name is under this card gains blocker. When this card activates blocker, add up to 1 card with Pan with its character name from under this card to the owner's hand. Okay. Activate main. Once per turn, if your leader is a Piccolo superhero card, choose up to 1 of your yellow battle cards with Pan and its character name and place it under this card. Cute has a whole lot of effects for, in my opinion, it to do nada. Like, if you really want to go there, this card only gets your pan back when you activate blocker. So if it activates its effect to put a pan under and your opponent, again, minuses it, KOs it, warps it, bounces it, tucks it, spins it, you're just going to lose your pan and your 1-drop. So I think this card is also kind of dog water. Now moving on to pan remarkable improvement. You've got activate main, limit 1, yellow, play this card from under your Piccolo superior leader, and then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in the rest mode and KO it. I like that. She comes back from behind her surrogate uncle / granddad and then just like pops off. Activate battle, limit 1, yellow. If this card is under your Piccolo superior leader, choose up to one of your battle cards with Son Gohan and its character name, and it gets plus 5k for the turn. This is cool. This is like a sensu. I also kind of feel like in some cases this is too much yellow to play. Offensively, depending on what you're doing, like if you're ever using this bottom limit effect, you had extra energy with literally nothing to do, because I think this is very costly. 1 energy for 5k just sounds awful. That should be like a free effect on other cards, but it is what it is. This is going to be a card you play 1 of, maybe 2 of if you fear getting put in your life, just to put under your leader. And as long as you have your leader, you're going to be able to start boosting your Gohans, and you have on tap destruction just to bring this girl out and just pop something. Yet the next card, Son Gohan and Piccolo, training begins. Deflect, when this card is KO'd, look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 Master's Teachings card amongst them, put them in your hand and shuffle your deck. Activate battle, limit 1, yellow. If your leader is a Piccolo superhero card and you have 2 or more energy, add this card to its owner's hand from your combo area, and then place 1 Master's Teaching card from your combo area into its owner's drop. Draw 1 card, then play up to 1 Master's Teaching card with an energy cost of 3 or less from your hand. That card gains 5,000 power for the turn. This is basically swap without being swap. And the weird part about it is that it has an effect when it's KO'd, but once again, unless it's green or it gets swung on, that KO may not happen. If it just gets killed, like, I mean, I guess if it gets minus, so it can be green KOing it, it can be red minusing it, it can be, that, but it's not going to get, if it gets warped or bounced, it's just going to get its effect robbed, so that's kind of whack. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I don't like this card very much because it can be easily schemazed out of its search, and its other effect is very convoluted. You have to have 2 cards in your combo area, and they both have to be Master's Teachings, because one of them has to be this card for you to bounce to your hand, and then the other one has to be Master's Teachings for you to put in the drop, for you to draw a card and then play one now. Next card, you got Piccolo, Mentor's Rage. Auto limit 1, when this card is played, add up to 1 yellow Master's Teaching card with an energy cost of 5 from your deck to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Auto, when one of your battle cards with Son Gohan and his character name attacks or is attacked, you may return that card to its owner's hand. If you do, negate the skill for the turn. So what we're looking at is when your Gohan is attacked, you just play him. And that's pretty cool. You play him and then you negate the skill and you return the target to the owner's hand. That's actually cool. In this kind of game, if that happens, the effect will fizzle and then they'll just be like, wow, it looks stupid. But it's also pretty cool because when he's played, you're going to be able to add a Master's Teachings 5 or less to your hand, so just setting up. And that's not a top 5, top 10, top 7. That's just hard search. So this card may be better than expected depending on how many Gohans you run. Next, you got Son Gohan and Piccolo, Master Student Bond. Activate main once per turn. Choose up to one of your battle cards with Son Gohan and its character name. It gains Master's Teachings until the end of your opponent's turn. Activate battle once per turn. If your leader is a Piccolo superhero card and you have 3 or more energy, choose up to 1 Master's Teachings card in your battle area. It gains plus 10k power for the turn. Now, when it comes to Master's Teachings, I really like this because this can come into play in the future. Just think if we have a Moro arc, or if we have a Granola arc, more likely. Let's say we get a Granola arc. There could be a Whis Goku archetype where they both have Master's Teachings, but there can also be a Beerus Vegeta archetype where they have Master's Teaching, because they're both those respective mentors for those arcs. And I think that could be actually really, really cool. But this card, essentially, is going to allow you to turn any Gohan that you can fit in this deck into a Master's Teaching card, and is going to be able to follow under all the canopy of all the Master's Teachings effects that could come out in this set or future sets. So I think that's actually a really, really cute way to go about it. And then for this card in general, it's going to be able to boost something up by 10k power for the battle, which could be very, very strong. Next, you got Son Gohan and Piccolo, Desperate Defense, Blocker, Auto, limit 1 when your leader is a Piccolo superhero card. One of your cards is with Son Gohan is in the character name is attacked. Play this card from your hand in rest mode and switch the target of the attack to it. Almost fumbled on that effect multiple times. Activate battle once per turn. Place up to 1 Master's Teachings card in your combo area at the bottom of its owner's deck. Draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and negate its skills for the turn. This is a really cool blocker. It actually is going to block the attack instead of just like bouncing the card to hand, so that's cool. You get to keep your Gohan on board. But it's also pretty cool because once per turn during the activate battle, which will happen after the block is made, you'll be able to put one card from your combo at the bottom of your deck, draw one card, and then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards. And this can be shuffling plenty of things. Like if you draw a pan, you wanted to have the pan in deck, you can always just put the pan back under the deck with this guy. Like there's a lot of things you can do with this sort of effect, and so I'm on the fence about this card. I think it's neat, but not amazing. Next, you have got Son, Gohan, and Piccolo, full power training, deflect, swap 8 for 1 yellow. That's crazy. Yellow Master's Teaching with energy cost of 8. When this card is added to your hand by swap, choose up to one of your Master's Teaching's cards, and it gains plus 6k power and critical for the turn. Activate main, limit 1. Yellow, if your leader is a yellow Piccolo superhero card, and you have 3 more energy, play this card from your hand. So you'll play him for 1. He's a 20k with deflect, but no protection, so you gotta be careful depending on the deck because you don't want him smoked before you can use swap. But if the coast is clear, you can swing with this guy for 20k and then pay 1 more yellow to swap. That's a huge 2 cost energy like just thing. And when he goes back, he's going to give a Master's Teaching card 6k power and critical, which very well could mean your leader. So if your leader is already on its awakened side, that's a 26k base before it can go double strike or anything. Or it's just a 21k if you're just awakened. But either way, that's pretty cool that he can give it to your leader, which can't be like schmozzed by other cards. Next, you've got Piccolo, new evolution, dual attack, EX evolve, yellow if you have 3 more energy, any yellow Piccolo, that is huge. Auto, but it is a Piccolo. It can't be Piccolo superhero. That's the one thing you have to understand. It can't be just Piccolo superhero. It looks like it has to be a Piccolo. Auto, if you have a yellow Shenron superhero battle card in play, when this card is played, choose up to one of your yellow Shenron superhero Z battle cards and switch it to active mode. Limit 1, if your leader is a Piccolo superhero card, when this card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, KO it. So he's going to be able to swing twice for 19k. He's going to be able to just straight up smash something in rest mode when he swings. And he's going to be able to untap your Shenron. So if you add 2 Z power that turn, you can draw 2 cards. And yes, you're likely going to be minusing from hand to do this, but you're at least going to be breaking even, making sure those cards keep flowing. So I dig that. And then we got the last card on this list, a card whose art really physically taunts me. Like, this is the card I always wanted in red for U7 because they always flex the master and student bond and never touched upon this key scene, the TOP. But you got Son, Gohan, and Piccolo, master student combination, barrier, activate battle, and this is the 8-drop master's teachings that will be swapped with the 5-drop. Activate battle, limit 1 if it's your opponent's turn. Choose up to one of your cards and its power becomes the attacking card's original power. And at the end of the battle, the chosen card's power reverts to normal. And then you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier and KO it. So if you get swung on by a 30k base, you're going to be able to punch your card up to a 30k, allowing you guys both to combo from an equal playing field, which is normally never the point of swinging on somebody's battle card. You're going to swing on something that either is equal, in which case you're not going to invest, you don't care, or more because you believe that 3-4 cards out of hand is too much. But this is going to allow you to block that, or at least go up to neutral, so you can really just dump 5k if they don't choose to go anymore, and then you can possibly do barrier, which is likely going to be that card if it was a threat. So this is pretty cool. So yeah, like honestly, I am very much so looking forward to this Piccolo archetype, mainly because it will be able to pull from last set Dawn to Z Legend as well as this set to make the most cohesive yellow superhero Piccolo Namekian deck. There's some cool cards in here. I think the top end is much better than the middle / in between. I think the Z Awaken is going to be a new asset, and I think the potential of using some blue cards in there is going to be great as well. I'm very excited to test this deck, and soon we'll have blue out, and then we'll start to really dive in to do the deck breakdowns that you guys like the most with these new archetypes. Like I said, I just need time to actually do it. So thank you guys for supporting me. Like I said, check out the other channels I have if you like Dragon Ball content in general. Show some more love to this one, and I will be doing bigger and better things. Still got to plan the 2K like just celebration, but with all this information dropping, I'm so flooded, as well as Nat's right around the corner. So just know that I am still working on it. So thank you guys, and I will see you next time. Later.